So a year ago today, pretty much, we met up in San Francisco. I just got into podcasting. You were like my 6th interview. The market was great. We were all very wealthy. And then since then, it's been nothing but a dire market. But you've been involved in crypto and Bitcoin and since pretty much the start. So can you give some words of reassurance to everyone here about what we're going through?
Well, I've seen these like market cycles a few times, so I think we'll come back. I have no doubt that this is not the end of crypto. Yeah, a year ago, like you were new to the scene. Jameson Lobb wrote me a message saying that I should talk to you. I had no idea who you are, and I said, fine, I'll talk to you. And then you flew all the way out to San Francisco to chat with me. Yeah. So I kickstarted your career, I believe.
Well, I have to credit Jameson a lot as well, who I went out to North Carolina with and shot guns, which for my first time, which was scary, and also ended up eating meat, even though I was a vegetarian, because I was too intimidated to tell him I was a vegetarian. But no, thank you both so much. So how's everything going with Litecoin?
Good. Price is up. Everyone's happy. Most people are happy.
Most people are happy. And you're looking at privacy right now, right? Or you keep correcting me to privacy.
Yeah, privacy.
Yeah, privacy.
Yeah, well, specifically fungibility, right? I think one of the key properties of sound money that's missing from Litecoin and Bitcoin for that matter is fungibility, which means that like any coin is exactly the same, so it doesn't matter which coin I send you. Just like it doesn't matter which $20 bill or whatever currency you have in your wallet you pull out, it doesn't matter which one you use to pay. You don't have to decide, should I use this one or that one? And that's not the case today with Bitcoin and Litecoin. So I'd like to kind of push this, make this more fungible, make the coin more fungible. And privacy is kind of required to be fungible.
People often talk about privacy as a human right as well. Is that your belief too?
I do believe that people should have a right to privacy. Yeah. I think these days, it's far too easy for people to kind of give up privacy for more features and more cooler stuff that they're doing. But I think people are starting to understand the need of privacy more and more with like the stuff Facebook is doing, and just you hear more and more of it in the news. And I think people will wake up one day and realize they shouldn't give up their privacy for the next cool little thing that they're using.
I think the Facebook thing is really important as well. I just interviewed Amber Balday. We talked about surveillance capitalism, and you've spent a lot of time in Silicon Valley. And we've seen increasing numbers of what you would really define as scandals with regards to data, the Cambridge Analytica with Facebook and such. Yet we still don't seem to be en masse rejecting the behavior of these Silicon Valley behemoths. So why do you think there is so much apathy towards taking privacy seriously?
I think just people are used to giving up their data, just ease of use, using Google or Facebook. You get that product for free, but it's not really free because it's costing you in terms of privacy.
If it's free, you're the customer.
Exactly, if it's free, you're the customer, right? But I think another thing about privacy is Bitcoin itself, like using cryptocurrency helps in that aspect, right? If you're using credit cards, you have to tell the company, like the merchant, like all your information, right? Your Visa, address, and all that personal identifiable information you're giving up when you're using another form of payment. But with cryptocurrency, you don't have to give that information up. And I think that's good for privacy. It's also good for if these companies actually get hacked, which they eventually do, they don't leak all your like identity out to everyone.
So what approach is Litecoin taking to implementing fungibility? Because there's a number of different options, right?
Yeah, so initially we were looking at confidential transactions. It's something that's been proposed or it's been worked on for Bitcoin for quite a while. The issue with confidential transactions is that the transaction size is, at least initially, was like 20 times larger than a regular transaction. So by using confidential transaction, you're making the blockchain a lot less scalable. And the trade-off is is not worth it for privacy that you get. But with recent technological improvements, it's been down to like 3 times the transaction size. It becomes more manageable. And recently we started looking at something called Mimblewimble. It's what Beam and Grin, 2 recent projects, are using. Mm-hmm. It's a way where you get privacy without sacrificing scalability. So I think it's a very cool technology, and it's something that we're researching and figuring out how to add to Litecoin with something like extension blocks.
So what kind of timeline are we looking at for seeing this?
2 weeks.
2 weeks? We'll see in 2 weeks? Always yeah. 2 weeks.
No, I think it's going to take more work to do it right. We don't want to rush it. So this is quite complicated stuff. So we're working with the Beam privacy team on this. We'll come up with like a design of how to do this, and then work with them to implement it.
Okay. And what else is happening with Litecoin? I've heard something about a Litecoin bank.
Yeah. So last year we purchased part of a German bank called WEG Bank, or VEG Bank, and they're working on crypto related products. It's a slow process. Banks move slowly because of all the regulations. So we'll see what kind of cool stuff we can actually work with them on.
Is there any plans, do you think, for you guys to consider a merged bank account between crypto and fiat? Something maybe like Bitwala are doing?
What do you mean by a merged bank account?
So, for example, one of the difficulties I had with my business is opening a bank account. When I finally did, I have my fiat money in my account, but half of my invoices are sent out in Bitcoin. Yep. The Bitcoin then has to go to a wallet, then it goes from a wallet to an exchange, it gets converted, then from an exchange into my bank account. The obvious answer to me is to have a bank account where I have my crypto accounts next to my fiat accounts, and it's auto rebalances as I choose.
Yeah, that's definitely in the works. That's something that I would like to see, where your regular bank will provide you with a USD bank account and a crypto bank account, right, where you can store Bitcoin and Litecoin or whatever coins that we support, and then it'll be cool, right? It'll be just like how certain bank accounts you can have US dollar and another foreign currency. Cryptocurrency is just another form of money. So. Okay.
You've also got your first conference coming up, right?
Well, I'm organizing 2 conferences.
Oh, is it 2? I know of one.
Yeah, so there's the Magical Crypto Conference coming up in May, right before Consensus in New York. And in end of October, we have the Litecoin Summit, the second Litecoin Summit this year.
So tell everyone about the Magical Crypto Conference, why they should care.
Who here has actually watched one of the Magical Crypto Friends podcasts? There's like a few of you. Well, go check it out. It's a podcast, 4 of us, Samson Mao, Fluffy Pony, Ricardo Spagni, and Whale Panda, and I do. It's like a funny podcast. We cover everything crypto related. So we are hosting this conference and trying to make a more affordable conference in New York. It's not cheap. It's still $300, but it's a lot more affordable than other conferences. And we try to make it more interesting, more technical, and more fun.
You got a great set of speakers lined up, though, right?
Yeah. That's basically who's who in crypto. But we started with 4 of the best people in crypto, so.
Yes.
Yeah.
You got Jameson there, right?
Yeah.
Who else is coming? Adam?
I believe Adam Back is coming. Yeah.
And so, what have you learned about organizing a conference then?
It's hard. It's hard to not lose money. We don't expect you to make any money at all. We'll see how that goes. Especially in this bear market, right? It's hard. People don't have extra money to go to conferences. But we try to, I think our goal is not necessarily to make money. Our goal is to just have a great conference, have a lot of good speakers, and have a lot of good content. Okay.
So over the bear market, I personally have found it, I don't know about anyone else, but it was first really hard to deal with. Trying to see assets that you have drop in value, just trying to see a market that keeps dying. But during that period, as it started to bottom out, I've started to enjoy it because we've seen poor projects die, but real projects start to show the creation of value. Where do you think the opportunity is for the creation of value within the crypto market over the next, 1, 3, 5 years?
What do you mean by creation of value?
So I would give a good example of that as something like, we just had Bill Barhard on from Arbra. So he's merging crypto with real world with the creation of synthetic assets. So he's created there's an actual utility there for Bitcoin, but to go out and make another market more efficient. Whereas we may have seen sometimes with some of these protocols that have struggled to create products that people have started to use. So I see that as value creation. What are the things that are exciting you that you think will be interesting?
Well, what happens in a bear market is, in a bull market when prices are going crazy, is you really get distracted by the price. For example, when I was looking at Coinbase, we went through the bear market. Morale was low, but everyone was just working, right? They're just creating products. But when the bull market started happening, people were just like chatting all the time about what's the next coin to invest in, what's cool, like just having fun, right? And then work doesn't get done. So I think the cool thing about the bear market is people actually, one thing is you kind of, the bad ideas get fleshed out, right? They fail, which is important. And the good companies and good ideas get to build out the great companies and products in the future. Same thing happened with the internet bust, right? The boom and the bust, and then the companies like Google, Amazon come out really strong at the end, and then the Pets.com and other failed startups die off.
So where do you see the strength in the market right now? What are the companies and products that excite you?
I think what Abra is doing is very cool. It's something that's never been done before, and let's see what else.
I like Casa.
Casa, yeah, definitely. Casa is building, just making it easy to store, to secure your own coins. I think that's one thing that is kind of hindering adoption today, is just ease of use and ease of securing your coins. Because one of the things with Bitcoin and cryptocurrency is you are your own bank. So the flip side is you have to secure your own money, right? Previously, if you put money in a bank, they're securing your money for you, and if money gets stolen from the bank, it's protected by FDIC insurance or whatever. That's in the US, obviously. So with cryptocurrencies, you have to be able to kind of technical enough, at least in the beginning, to be able to store your own coins. And that's tough for most people. And then they start relying on cryptocurrency exchanges to store money. And as we know, they get hacked, and then people get hurt because they lose all their money. So having a product like Casa help people secure their own coins is really quite important. Basically, it's important to have an easy-to-use product.
Yeah, I mean, we're still seeing it today with exchanges, right? This year, we've had Cryptopia have obviously been hacked. We had Quadriga, who knows what's going on there. And I think the Trace Mayer campaign for Own Your Keys was a really great campaign, but we're also now seeing the contrasting clash of new products coming to the market. For example, with BlockFi. BlockFi have introduced crypto-backed interest accounts, similar with Celsius. How do you feel about these kind of products whereby there is a merge between crypto and the real world, but you're having to give up ownership of your private keys? How do you feel about these?
I'm on the fence. Like, on one hand, I think products like BlockFi or even like Coinbase, where it makes it very easy, like they secure the coins for you and they're competent, they do a good job, but you also give up kind of the control to a third party, right? So I think Coinbase can do a much better job than most people can. So that's currently the better option for them. But I'd like to see us move towards making it easy for people to store their own coins.
I mean, you had quite a techie role at Coinbase a while back.
Yeah.
How scary is this? How scary is it, and how much are these exchanges being attacked on a kind of constant daily basis?
It keeps me awake at night. It's one of the reasons why I left. Because storing like billions of dollars worth of other people's money is just not fun, because you constantly get attacked. Hackers love to attack cryptocurrency exchanges because Bitcoin or cryptocurrency, once you take them, you can't get it back, right? So, yeah, it's definitely scary. I think Coinbase has done a tremendous job in securing the coins. We work very hard on that. It's one of our core competencies. But yeah, and the thing is, most companies and exchanges don't do a good job. And the stories you hear about what happened, for example with Quadriga, right? Their core wallets were empty more than a year ago or something like that. It's pretty crazy that they've been hiding this for so long. And now we don't know if the founder really died or he faked his death. And that's it's like a Hollywood story.
It's like a big mystery, isn't it? So most people obviously know you for Litecoin, the creator of Litecoin. But take us back to the early days of Bitcoin when you first discovered it. We talked about this before, but tell us about the early scene, the early meetups. Tell us what it was like.
Sure, yeah. So I discovered Bitcoin in 2011, around April timeframe.
Do you remember the price?
Yeah, $30.
$30.
It was basically it was the peak. I bought in at the peak.
You bought at the top.
Yeah, I did. I bought a few Bitcoins from my current, actually. I was at Google at the time, and my current was also working at Google, and he was a big proponent of Bitcoin inside Google. So I reached out to him and talked to him about it, and bought my first Bitcoin from my current at the peak.
Wow, you didn't tell me that last time.
I guess I didn't. Yeah, and then I watched it drop 90+% until it hit $2.
Did you then sell it too?
No, I didn't sell it. Right. The reason is because the price dropped, but the fundamentals haven't changed at all. Right. It's still the same. Nothing has changed. It's just that it was a kind of a bubble, right? A bubble burst. But it's not. Nothing has changed. Right. Similar to today, the price went up to almost $20,000. It popped, and now it's at 4,000. But the fundamentals haven't changed. If anything, the current space is a lot stronger than what it was a few years ago. So I have no doubt that the price will come back up.
Yeah, it definitely feels a lot stronger now. There's a lot more is happening in terms of the markets. We have Gabor in the audience somewhere from VanEck, who are applying to have an ETF approved. We have
2 weeks. That's what they told me.
Like developers, 2 weeks. But it definitely feels like there's a lot more strength in the market now. There's a lot more people involved in Bitcoin. There's a lot more mature media coverage. Don't you find it strange that when Bitcoin is its strongest, the price usually is at the weakest, and everyone gets a bit scared to buy?
Yeah, it is. It's human nature where when the price is at $20,000, everyone's asking you about how to get into Bitcoin, and now it's so much cheaper and no one wants to touch it. Yeah, the same thing happened in 2011, 2012, right? When the price dropped to $2, no one wants to touch it. When it was at 30, everyone wants to get in. And then of course it came back. I guess I have more to talk about the early days. When I first got in, the community was really small, right? And I could pretty much read everything written about Bitcoin, everything written about Bitcoin at that time. Of course there's no podcast or anything like that, but there's, on the Bitcoin Talk forum, people post a lot of stuff. I follow every single project related to Bitcoin. You can't do that anymore, obviously. And the first Bitcoin conference I went to was in New York in, I think it was May or June of 2011. That's where I met Roger Ver and Eric Voorhees, Jesse Powell.
Jesse Powell, yeah.
Yeah, it was a pretty cool conference. I think it was only maybe 50 people that attended.
Who did the keynote?
Gavin. Gavin was there. He was talking about multi-sig transactions, and yeah, pretty much everybody in the space went to New York for that conference.
Right.
Yeah.
And what was it like in those early days? Were you all working together, meeting up regularly? All the same people working together?
everyone were really into kind of cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, sound money, or I guess there's only Bitcoin back then. But people are doing different things, right? No one's really are doing Bitcoin full time, right? They're just doing their own thing, and then they invested in Bitcoin.
So when were the first altcoins?
I guess the first one is Namecoin.
Okay.
We're trying to do DNS on the blockchain. Before Litecoin, there were about a dozen or so altcoins.
Okay. And when did Litecoin happen? And why? Why did Litecoin happen?
Litecoin was launched in October of 2011. It happened just because I was having some fun creating coins.
So out of fun, you created something that at the peak was worth how many billions?
Well, a few $billion today. But the funny thing is, when I created Litecoin, Bitcoin itself was worth like 100 million. I didn't expect Litecoin to be anything close to 100 million when I created Litecoin.
So you accidentally created something worth billions of dollars?
Something like that.
Yeah. Well, we all do that, right? So I didn't tell you this last time. I have a hidden wallet somewhere with a lot of Litecoin in it that I can't find. I lost the password to. I bought it when it was really, really cheap. I can't even remember, like low dollars. And yeah, I lost it.
You want me to find it for you?
Can you hard fork for me? Get it back to me.
Sure, well, let's hard fork for Peter.
So
who wants to hard fork for Peter? No one.
One guy at the back. One guy at the back. I think I might open the questions up to the floor because it's not often that people get a chance to ask Charlie a question. But final question from me. What are you excited about for the future, Charlie?
I'm excited about what I was excited about like in the early days, which is creating a new form of money, like sound money. That's something that we've never previously seen before. I think Bitcoin and cryptocurrencies is here, right? We can't put the genie back in the bottle. I think I'm excited about where we go next with it.
All right. We've got under 5 minutes left. If anyone would like to ask Charlie a question, please do put up your hand because it's a rare opportunity to get them like this. Anyone want to ask Charlie a question? Yep. I'll come down.
So hi, Charlie. I do have a lot of friends of mine in the Philippines that are holding Litecoin, and they're quite fascinated with the coin itself. So is there any message that you could actually give to the Filipinos, and could you tell something like why should they keep Litecoin?
I think in the Philippines, I think the major Philippines exchanges are not supporting Litecoin yet, right? So I think you guys should go talk to your local exchange and convince them to support Litecoin to make it easy for people to buy Litecoin in the Philippines.
You can actually buy Litecoin just only by trading it into the exchange, because I do have a group in the Philippines right now that are trading Litecoin, Ether, Bitcoin, Tron. So these are the coins that we are trading. So, I mean, they're quite excited as well that I'm here today and to see you here. Yeah.
Thank you.
Anyone else want to ask Charlie a question? Yeah, come up. We'll come to you.
Hello? Okay, cool. Hi, Charlie. My question is, like, we were talking about the humble beginnings when you had like smaller meetups and everyone was working together, and now we see like projects bashing each other, like it's becoming like isolated silos. So how do you feel about that, and what is your message to the community or to these project managers out there?
I think it's just inevitable. I think it's just to a lot of people, it feels like a zero-sum game. So in order for them to succeed, someone else has to fail. And because there's so much money involved, it becomes very personal. So that's why you see like Bitcoin Cash attacking Bitcoin and
everyone attacking Ripple.
And, yeah, everyone attacking Ripple. Everyone attacking you when you.
Because I interview scammers.
Yeah. So he's a scammer.
Who's a scammer? Depends who we're all scammers at heart, though, aren't we?
Yeah, I think it's. Yeah, I'm not sure what we can do about that. But it will sort itself out as like the real scam projects fail and the real good projects kind of survive and rise to the top.
So outside of Bitcoin, obviously Litecoin, and I suspect Monero, what other projects, coins are you interested in? What excites you?
I mean, to be honest, I don't really follow most coins. I focus on kind of Litecoin and Bitcoin, and just I try not to. And if I say like I've said like this project is interesting, and then it gets taken out of context, and people try to pump it. So
and then you have to sell it at the top.
yeah, so I try not to be vocal about other projects if I.
So you're not a maximalist. You're a Bitcoin Litecoin dualist.
I'm a crypto maximalist.
Crypto maximalist.
I think cryptocurrency will take over.
All right. Well, look, this is my first time to Hong Kong. It might be some other people's. You know the city well. You call it a city or country? I guess it's. I don't know anymore. What is it? Is it a state?
I don't know.
No.
I don't know.
So
I don't want to comment on it.
Yeah.
I'll say something wrong.
So my first time here, I've got one day off tomorrow. Recommend something for me to do, and anyone else here, it's their first time visiting.
You're putting me on the spot.
I'm putting you right on the spot now.
I haven't been to Hong Kong for like 5 years, so.
Really?
Yeah. I used to come here quite a bit.
Right. Where are you going tonight? What parties are you going to tonight?
I am actually flying out tonight. I'm going to Taiwan tonight.
All right. Well, I think it's been great to have Charlie on. He's a little bit of a hero of mine. He's supported me so much with my work behind the scenes. So can you give your biggest round of applause for the day for Charlie Lee?
Thank you.